Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
Guys was going past this one cell, so when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo-boo in there on him.
David's life within prison walls shifted drastically today as harrowing new evidence presented during his court hearing finally exposed the truth. One commenter noted, "Good luck to David returning to his cell block." Once the other inmates hear these details, he's absolutely cooked. It was revealed in court that David purchased supplies via Amazon and Postmates to conceal Celeste's remains. Allegedly, David removed Celeste's left ring and pinky fingers because they were tattooed with his name. Those remains were never found. Using the alias Victoria Mendes, the singer reportedly ordered 2 chainsaws, heavy-duty laundry bags, and a blue inflatable pool from Amazon, along with shovel from Home Depot via Postmates. His final Amazon purchase under that fake name on July 7, 2025, was a burn cage delivered to his home to incinerate evidence. This discovery finally explains why police found that incinerator several months ago.
Wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access last October. The PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills. And today, we are learning about one of those items.
David reportedly utilized the incinerator to destroy the various tools he employed while attempting to hide Celeste. According to specific details, a private investigator discovered the device inside David's residence, noting it was capable of reaching temperatures up to 1,600 degrees. This specific model is typically reserved for agricultural use and is illegal for any Los Angeles resident to possess without a valid permit or a registered farm. Consequently, he allegedly forged a farm ID to secure the delivery. Additionally, the court reviewed evidence of David seemingly predicting these events, as investigators recovered a live stream where he discussed a specific way he intended to meet his end.
That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I'm trying to get electric chair. I think that's the best way to go out, electric chair.
The revelation of these court details has classified David as a high-risk inmate, necessitating his transfer to a high-security environment. His current jail conditions involve being held in a segregated single cell, escorted strictly for showers every other day, with phone privileges restricted to those specific days. He receives only 3 hours of outdoor recreation per week, lacks television access, is barred from having visitors, and reportedly has no funds in his commissary account. A law enforcement source described the facility as filthy and volatile, an environment ill-suited for David. His arrest record lists him at 5 feet 5 inches and 125 pounds, making him significantly undersized for one of America's most dangerous jails, where inmates are targeted based on the nature of their crimes. This reality is a stark contrast to the multi-million-dollar lifestyle he once enjoyed. Furthermore, David will find the food choices unappealing. Jail records show that 6 days a week, inmates are served macaroni and beef, an apple, 8 ounces of milk, and a peanut butter granola bar, a diet that won't help him build the muscle needed for self-defense. Although news reports indicate David was moved to the men's central jail in L.A. County and placed in solitary due to his public profile, many believe his celebrity status offers no real protection. One viral comment noted that even in solitary, his daily recreation time will expose him to other protective custody inmates who will confront him over his charges. There is simply no guaranteed safety given the crimes he committed. A former inmate of that same facility explained that while David may be confined to his cell, other inmates passing by will ensure he is never truly isolated from the prison population.
Our offenders and treated in prison, they got treated bad. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even think nothing about that. I just know that it was like every 15 to 20 minutes that went past, guys was going past this one cell. And it'd be like, it's 3 of them. One of them would grab the cell door and be on this side like this, and then the other 2 would be on this side. So the one, and they did this like every 20 to 30 minutes, every like clockwork. And this one would yank the door open, and the other 2 on this side had cups full of and boo-boo. So when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo-boo in there on him, and then boom, close the door, lock it on him. You know, so that was crazy. But and then some was getting jumped on, some was getting slapped, extorted, some was having to do favors.
In case you are unaware of how a cell block operates, once you enter a compound, your paperwork or official charges is circulated from cell to determine if you are welcome. Consider whether you would welcome David after hearing his formal charges, which state that he reportedly committed the crime using a sharp object. According to prosecutors, the allegations against David include 1 count of murder for financial gain, murder to prevent testimony, and murder by lying in wait. He also faces charges for the use of a dangerous object, along with additional counts regarding his treatment of Celeste in the aftermath, as highlighted by Jesse Weber of Law and Crime.
First of all, we suspected that David would be charged with murder after that was what he was arrested for, and in other court documents that came out a couple months ago, we know that he was being investigated for murder. But first-degree murder with special circumstances? Lying in wait to murdering a witness as part of an investigation, murdering for financial gain, and now facing the possibility of the death penalty, even though it's my understanding there is a moratorium in California. That is a huge deal.
The most alarming aspect for David is that there is virtually no path to acquittal, as the existing evidence against him already corroborates the entire narrative. Federal authorities announced the discovery of new evidence involving Celeste threatening to report David to police just days before her death. These text messages, which document the entire escalating situation, have already sparked a significant reaction from figures like DJ Academics.
They're saying that the Celeste girl, maybe she was already talking to the cops, like, yeah, this creep is, he on me. Now, granted, who knows if David was trying to leave her or whatever the case is, but look like she would also try to threaten David with that to say, yo, I'm about to go tell on your, right? Which already he should have knew that he's doing something wrong. Well, I mean, he should have knew of GP, like, she's f***ing gang. But she would, allegedly, according to this complaint, she had threatened that, yo, I could ruin your music career or something like that.
This evidence will be more than sufficient to see David targeted while incarcerated, a reality that has his family deeply anxious. Following the denial of his bail, David's family reacted by stating, "We are disappointed, but not surprised that the district attorney made this decision. David's family stand behind him 100%. However, it was David's own reaction that shifted the atmosphere, realizing he may spend the rest of his life behind bars. Reports state that while the judge recited his charges, the famous singer sat with his mouth agape, appearing either shocked or as if he were shouting. The judge concluded by mentioning the possibility of the death penalty, which stunned many in the courtroom. Subsequently, David's defense team issued a statement asserting, "We believe the actual evidence will prove David Burke did not commit this crime, nor did he cause her death." They requested a preliminary hearing within 10 days, as mandated by the state, unless waived, noting, "We want all evidence brought to light at the earliest opportunity." David again appeared visibly shaken as his lawyers entered a plea of not guilty. Observers noted he looked nervous, with his eyes darting around the room. His attorneys are now seeking a full preliminary hearing along with grand jury transcripts, with the next court date set for April 23 RD. The narrative takes a compelling turn here, as investigators address why David's arrest took so long. The delay was attributed to federal authorities maintaining a wiretap on all of David's devices, patiently collecting every mistake he made. Furthermore, they have been investigating his inner circle and securing deals with witnesses prepared to testify about his relationship with Celeste, effectively building a winning case before trial. One key figure is his alleged secret lover, Neil Langston, who posted on Instagram, "Thankfully, I am legally cleared in every way. And boy, do I have all my receipts." Older photos and videos have surfaced showing David and Neo in intimate settings, including recreating the Titanic pose and lying in bed together. For a long time, he remained a mystery man in this unfolding case.
You know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say but I don't know who exactly was in that house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
The prosecution aimed to secure Neo's cooperation for one primary reason: the contents of David's iCloud account. An investigator noted that the prosecutor reported having 40 terabytes of discovery in this matter, stating it would take considerable time to transfer that volume of data to the defense. This means authorities possess over 40 terabytes of files incriminating David, including correspondence between him and Celeste, his communications with Neo, and his detailed plans regarding the aftermath of the crime. Furthermore, some of this evidence was leaked online, all of which I've managed to track down. After hearing these details, let me know in the comments if he sounds guilty. It begins with a video recovered from David's iCloud that appears to be a confession. Investigators identified a picture frame behind David that matches one found in the secret rental home where Celeste resided. They also verified the recording date of the video through metadata, which perfectly aligns with the timeline investigators established for Celeste's passing.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And it seems like it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
In the video, David casually references multiple passings that he claims were happening in his life at the time. Investigators examined that statement and documented in the evidence file that no close family members or friends had died around the date the video was recorded, implying he may have been alluding to Celeste. Federal authorities also compiled extensive documentation outlining the nature of David and Celeste's relationship prior to crime. They even presented footage from a live stream where David subtly introduced the relationship to his audience.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan, big family. Bro, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta sign with him if you even...
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
Investigators added that the sweater Celeste wore during the Twitch livestream was later recovered from David's secret rental property, reinforcing the belief that she had been living there. However, the situation becomes even more unusual. On David's iPhone, authorities found a photo of Celeste wearing a designer distress hoodie that differed from the one seen on stream. A post circulating online questioned whether the hoodies circled in the image matched one visible on the floor in a bedroom selfie David had taken. This detail further suggests they may have shared not only living space, but possibly clothing as well. While reviewing clothing evidence, investigators also discovered that David and Celeste appear to share the same Halloween costume. An online update stated a photo surfaced showing David wearing a wig nearly identical to the one Celeste wore, allegedly attending an anime convention dressed in her costume, which is significant given anime's major influence in David's life. David has previously expressed a desire to embody an anime character, and when he acted on it, many found it unsettling. He openly admitted to having an alter ego who fantasizes about living in an anime-like world, imagining himself as a character who commits serious crimes. Yet the specific crime he referenced raised even more concern.
Basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like it was in the...
Out of countless possible examples, he chose that particular crime when describing his alter ego. It's difficult not to see the parallels. This became David's central issue. Much of his behavior appeared conspicuous and exposed. For instance, while under active investigation, he allegedly attempted to shield his finances and assets by transferring them out of his name after retaining a new legal team. Sources suggested he anticipated imminent legal action and was preparing for authorities to close in, which ultimately led to his arrest. Legal analysts later explained the strategy he may have been attempting.
Transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
Another questionable action carried out openly involved the Tesla Celeste had been driving, just 48 hours before the vehicle was scheduled for auction due to remaining unclaimed at the impound lot. David reportedly arranged for someone to retrieve it on his behalf. The motive remains unclear, though some speculate he wanted to retain possession of the car for personal reasons, possibly even as a keepsake.